the time, right, in the NBA nowadays. You hear, oh, these guys are too friendly. Oh, these guys work out together off the floor. Not with these two.
Kind of like that.
Exactly. You like having a little bit of an old school, old-fashioned competitive feud. I love seeing that. But I feel like there's still sort of a budding rivalry, right? They got next in terms of rivalries in the NBA. So if Victor and Chet are the future, Perk, who is the best rivalry in the NBA right now?
Well, first let me say this. Legs, hell of a breakdown as usual, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for real. And look, I got to go with the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics. When you think about two teams in the Eastern Conference, they don't like each other. When you think about their history and matching up in the conference finals, right? Like every single time they have to go through each other, you know, at some point. And Jimmy Butler playoff Jimmy became a real thing during this matchup while he's in the Heat jersey. I think this is the biggest rivalry in the NBA. I love it every time they match up, and we know it's gonna be some smoke, especially when Jimmy is available.
Yep.
Yeah, legs also, yes, fire, breakdown, Perk. I love that. I'm going to stay in the East as well. And I wouldn't say maybe it's not a rivalry right now, but it should be. And it's the 76ers and the Knicks. The fact that those two organizations were separated by 1 point in the playoffs this past season. The way that the Knicks fans invaded the 76ers arena, that should never happen again. Paul George now being a 76er, the Knicks potentially being healthy, and the pieces that they added. This should be a battle in the East for who can take over Boston. I think those two teams, that rivalry and what's to come of it is going to be huge and really fun to watch.
Love both answers. I'm going to go to the Western Conference in a rematch of the Western Conference Finals with Dallas and Minnesota. And there's a lot there, right? So you got, first of all, you got the smirky cockiness of Luka Doncic, right, going up against this elite defensive team in Minnesota that's got all the swagger in the world on their side with Anthony Edwards. After beating Denver, I think Minnesota kind of expected to be in the NBA Finals. Dallas said, no, not quite yet. So now I think going into this season, both of these teams can taste it, right? They can taste not only getting to the finals, they can taste trying to win the whole thing, regardless of what Boston has going on. So I want to see if that continues to build throughout the year. You know, Luka and Kyrie taking on this elite-level defensive team, and what does Minnesota have to slow them down, and where can Anthony Edwards take his game this year to try to break through, not just be a conference finalist, but be an NBA finalist?
Right, not to mention Dallas obviously loading up with Klay Thompson, Minnesota largely returning the same group here. It's going to be interesting to see.
I'm on fire.